Well, the All Progressives Congress APC has scheduled the National Convention for Saturday, June the 23rd. Inauguration of new party executives also will hold on the 25th of June. The party has been having it rough and tough with previous exercise ending in discord. Oyo, Imo, Bauchi, Enugu, Rivers. The exercise in those states highlighted how divided. Take Rivers State, for instance. The political crisis, whether intra-party or inter-party in the state, has its peculiarities. Well, I have the former governorship aspirant of the APC in Rivers State here with me in the studio, and the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration, Mr. Dakuku Peter said. Many thanks for coming on the program tonight.
Thank you, Shem.
Let's begin with perhaps the concern of Professor Atairu Jega about the issues of internal politics, especially that of your party, that has found it very difficult to even organize the internal congresses successfully, when we've seen a lot of rancor. About 20 states or so are having parallel congresses in across the country. Are you afraid that your party is experiencing some impending implosion?
Shem, thank you very much. I think it's unfair to say that my party, the All Progressives Congress, could not conduct congresses. And it's also exaggerating the situation to say that 20 states out of 36, that there were parallel congresses. I can challenge anybody, there are no such parallel congresses anywhere. What you may have observed, or what you call internal bickerings in our party, is very usual for big parties. Very usual everywhere. There are mechanisms to deal with such things. And what you may have observed is that the party is evolving, and it's part of the evolutionary process. There are no parallel congresses in virtually all the states. The National Executive Committee of the party authorized just one congress, sent just one team to conduct congresses in such states, and got the Independent National Electoral Commission to observe the congresses. And so it's not right to say that APC couldn't conduct congresses.
We monitored
we have conducted our what congresses?
Sorry, Mr.
Local government congresses, and we're going to...
Sorry, if I may quickly butt in here. We monitored all the congresses, at least in virtually all the states of the Federation. And we've seen in Kwara, in fact, there are 3 conducts of congresses at the state level in Kwara State, even in Lagos State. In Rivers State, you're aware of the Mr. Magnus Abe's differences with your principal, the Minister of Transportation, who, his group had gone to court. And if you say that there are no issues, one would be wondering what exactly you mean by that.
And so, in all these states you mentioned 2 or 3 states. The National Executive Committee of the party authorized one congress alone. And so if a group of friends decide to gather themselves, does that amount to a congress? The answer is no. In the case of Rivers State, you didn't say there were 2 congresses in Rivers. We had one set of congresses at the world level, local government level, and at the state level.
They conducted ones.
Leading to the...
You know, there was the first one that ended in fracas.
Of course, it ended in fracas. The National Executive Committee of the party,
secretary
in its wisdom, chose to cancel those sets of congresses and ordered for new congresses. You know, in acknowledgement of the fact that there was some court process saying that please don't build on the congresses conducted on the 5th of May. They were specific. The court order was specific. The National Executive Council said, listen, we are a law-abiding party. They decided to cancel that congress, ordered for a new set of congresses. We had peaceful world congresses, LJ congresses, and state congress, leading to the emergence of Ojukwu Emakri as the state chairman of the party. So in Rivers, we never had 2 congresses, we never had parallel congresses.
Well, if you look at some of the images that you can see on the screen, violence, and this is some of the fears of Professor Atairu Jega, we see this quite often in Rivers State, in the politics of that state. Why do we see this kind of thing happen in your state?
Well, thank you very much. What you're showing on the screen are mostly PDP members who wanted, for some reasons, to create an atmosphere of panic in Rivers State, an atmosphere of crisis, which is, of course, characteristic of their style. And so, I don't think we should bother ourselves with that. I agree that there is high tendency for violence in the politics of Rivers State, and the federal government is well of it. I believe that something is being put in place to contain that. It has become the style of the incumbent government in Rivers State. The period leading to the 2015 election and after the 2015 election, we were screaming on top of our voices about the fact that Nyesom Wike takes pleasure in violence.
Names, I mean, when you say this, a lot of people will wonder. That's exactly the same thing that the governor has said, that there are capacity and there are tendencies of violence in your party. And in fact, he even said that there are attempts at his life, to take his life. Why has it gotten to that?
Well, I think that people have gotten used to Governor Nyesom Wike's style, where whenever he wants to do some mischief, he starts with accusing those he wants to do mischief against. I think nobody takes him seriously any longer.
Really, you think so?
I believe so.
Are you going to be happy if, for example, the governor of your state is assassinated?
Of course, I know nobody's planning to assassinate him.
How would you be so sure?
I'm pretty sure of that.
Except if
he has established this pattern over time.
And so you think that as a security officer, as chief security officer of his state, he may not be aware of such attempts on his life?
I don't know what kind of chief security officer he is. Under his watch, more Rivers people have been killed than were killed from the era of the Civil War till the time he became governor.
Which statistics? I mean,
if you want, I can turn out the statistics. You can ask the Nigerian police. Rivers State has maintained the lead in the past 2 years as the state with the highest amount of crime. They've been number 1 on the crime chart consistently for 2 years under the watch of Governor Wike. And so he has since lost the moral right to claim that he's chief security officer of the state.
Mr. Pt.1, we'll take a breather. And when we come back, the APC will tomorrow be celebrating 3 years since they came into power at a center. What has the party done for Nigerians? We'll be assessing the party and the performance based on their campaign promises with Mr. Dakuku Pt.1. That's when we return, everyone. Join us again.